Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of our Outside podcast. We decided we'd do one more here before the holidays and the end of the year. I'm your host, Wayne Ebersole, and I have Slade, Johnston, and Aaron Bumgarner with me today. We're kind of all been very busy and just kind of going to catch up on what all the events have been going on that we've been attending and all the things that we've been doing. So, Slade, why don't you kick us off? Tell us what's been happening in the last few weeks with you.
Yeah, I've seen a big pickup in the real estate market in the last couple months. It's probably been the busiest few months in the last 2 years I've had. So that's been great. I see. I guess kind of from an industry wide, you still have rates they're a tad bit better in Alabama at least, but nothing crazy. So maybe that's affecting things just a slightly, but I think end of the year we always see a pickup with real estate. Maybe people wanting to buy some properties and spend some money before the taxes before it's over with for taxes but I guess what I've seen is more of the smaller tracks, kind of under $500,000. Those are what I'm seeing a lot of activity on the last two months or so. So been real busy. Got I guess 4 closings this week. We've had one today, one yesterday, one tomorrow, and one Friday. So that's a lot of people trying to squeeze it in right here before Christmas and wrap it up at the end of the year. So I don't know. Real estate's looking real good right now. I know we're talking with Aaron, a lot of properties we've been looking at, and I think I don't know. I'm excited to kind of see this ending of the year going into the first of next year. So on the other front, still doing a good bit of hunting or trying to chasing some big deer, and they're outsmarting me. But we're gonna hopefully spend a little bit more time in the woods over the holidays the next couple weeks.
Any upticks on your trips for trade stuff or anything new happening there?
Pretty steady. We're actually going to do a swap, and we're headed to Hawaii in March. I'm going to do a swap with a guy out there, and kind of sort of it. I'm connecting with the Trips for Trade guy out there. He's going to kind of give us some local insights. We're not going to stay with him. We'll be doing a bunch of other stuff too, but definitely connecting with him and hoping to have him out here in Alabama at some point. But yeah, seeing some new guys. We had a guy today ask about one of the helicopter hog hunts in Texas. So,
Nice.
Adding some new guys and connect people on trips and nothing crazy, but just kind of steady there.
Yeah. Outside of the introduction podcast on the Apple platform, on the actual podcast platform, not on YouTube, that was our number one podcast. So.
Oh, really?
The introduction was number one. That was number 2.
Very cool.
Well, we everybody likes to go on a good trip, so
Yeah.
Little shameless plug. If you want to find one, we've got them on Trips for Trade.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's cool. That's why I asked you about it. I was like, if anything, a lot of things going on there or not. So, you said about real estate still ticking up. What are you seeing in interest rates? Like people that are getting mortgages and stuff. Are the interest rates coming down, staying the same? What's happening there?
Just a smidge. The guy today, he made the comment like, yeah, they're coming down from about 8.5 to about 8.3, and he said so. He said if you call that coming down, then yeah, they're coming down. But there's predictions that 2024 we'll see a couple different drops with elections and all coming up. But yeah, just we were seeing middle of the year. I think we had some get into the 9s around here, and so I a little bit better than middle of the year.
Yeah, but it hasn't cut the demand at all. That's interesting.
I'm still seeing a bunch of deals financed. We still see a good bit of cash, especially on the larger tracks, which I guess is where it really adds up. Seems like those really big deals are more cash deals. But yeah, it's some people have, I think, but at the same time, I think it's been pretty steady on some of these smaller ones that are, maybe a couple $100,000 deals.
Gotcha. Yeah, very good.
Slade, are you the demand? Are you seeing it in a particular area of Alabama, or is it just across the board?
Not necessarily. I mean, let's see, we got 4 closings this week. They're all in 4 in different counties. So, that's one's on the east side of Alabama. The rest are kind of, one's North Alabama, and the other 2 are kind of West Alabama here, Tuscaloosa area. But but yeah, I guess 4 different counties. So, I mean, that's pretty spread out. Far as talking to buyers, just today talking to 5 or 6 different buyers, looking for stuff all over the state, really. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's segmented to any specific location. It's pretty.
What do the buyers say they're looking for?
It's all across the board. Like, got a phone call before hopping on this with a guy that's wants anything in Alabama that has a good timber investment on it. So he's 1031 and some money out of a property he's about to sell, and he just wants to put it in. He's been in rental properties. He's wanting to put it in timberland, and so he'll have about a $500,000 budget, and said find him a good investment. He don't care where it's at. So it's anything. A lot of demand for something with a pond or a lake on it and place they can build. I would say that's probably at the top. People wanting to build, and have some acreage and something they can hunt and have a little diversity in their timber between hardwoods and pines, and have a pine investment, but also have some pretty hardwoods and good hunting and water
When
sports.
you say build, you mean a secondary cabin getaway, not necessarily a primary home.
Both.
Both.
Yeah, I think the smaller tracks probably primary. I'd say the stuff under $250,000 or so are your primary residence, and then anything over that's a secondary cabin style deal.
And buyers coming from Alabama or outside of Alabama?
I would say probably 80+% of what I'm dealing with are Alabama, but still had a call from guy from Florida yesterday, one in Tennessee recently. Like some from kind of surrounding states, nothing too crazy, but I'd say surrounding states in Alabama more than anything.
And
Yeah.
the okay, so the buyers are coming. What about what about agents in other states? What are you hearing? Are they experiencing kind of the same market demand and the same the same people looking for the same opportunity in other markets, small tracks?
Honestly, I haven't really checked in with any other state agents that much recently. Been so much going on here in Alabama, but I do maybe one or two that I've talked to that I've seen. I guess they kind of specialize in some really big farms, and they've had a really good year with some like multi-million-dollar properties, but yeah, don't have a really good feel for what some of these other agents are seeing, off top of mind for like
Yeah,
recently.
What about
interesting.
the timber stands? Are they buying them just for hunting ground? Or are they investing in like the wood itself, like harvesting the timber, or are they looking to do something else with the timberland?
Yeah, it's primarily for cutting the timber and replanting, and having that as a kind of longer investment for them, and just a way to park some cash and let it ride. They plan to
Gotcha.
hunt. Almost all these guys also plan to hunt it
Yeah.
themselves at the same time. You do have some guys that are strictly parking money and making that investment, and they'll lease out the hunting as well, and have a little lease revenue coming in. But I'd say most of them plan to hunt it themselves and then just enjoy it while they got their money kind of growing in trees.
Interesting. Cool.
Yep. So a little bit of a
Very
pulse
good.
on the market there.
Yeah. Good. No, thank you for the update there. Appreciate that. Aaron, you and I were both at COP28. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. What do you say? Go ahead.
Yeah, that feels like that was forever ago.
That was a long trip too.
I've already been to Taiwan and back since then.
Yeah, I've been following you.
Yeah, so gosh, what day was it? I left for Dubai Sunday,
Was it the
November the
19th or the
19th.
20th or
Sunday,
something?
November the 19th.
Yeah.
And I was there till December the 1st. Missed Thanksgiving for the first time ever in my life, which was really weird.
Yeah.
And on the 21st, Outside was recognized as one of the PricewaterhouseCooper top 50 firms to watch, top 50 companies to watch in the Middle East one of the most innovative companies to watch in climate tech, based in the Middle East, globally. And so that was a pretty big deal on the 21st. And then there were some.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. And there were some follow-up events with that. David McKee over in London had a big part in helping bring that together. We worked on that for several months together. And so thank you, David. And so anyway, so let's see what else was involved with several events over there. The World Impact Forum with Ismail Tekin presented
Which we
there.
did an interview of him, by the way.
Yeah, we did an interview. Yeah, in fact, I still need to share that interview. So I was just thinking about that when I got on here. So I was involved with him for a few days, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and then went to Abu Dhabi for Abu Dhabi Finance Week. And was over there for a full day for Abu Dhabi Finance Week. And that was, honestly, that was probably one of the best days I had the entire time over there because of who I was meeting and what we were talking about and what was going on. And so I think there was an article that came out shortly after that event, and it's 14 leading financial institutions representing over 450 billion with a B, billion, confirmed set up in Abu Dhabi in 1 week. This article is dated November 30th, 2023. The rise of Abu Dhabi has a global finance center praised by global leaders, Jamie Dimon, Ray Dalio, and Alan Howard. So you had you got companies like Rothschild, a hedge fund, social trading platform, JP Morgan, etc. Sitting up over there. I met several United States venture capital investors. Tim Draper was one. Met Tim Draper over there. Spoke to him. Met some folks over there from Coinbase Asset Management. Super excited about the opportunity there and working together with outside and Coinbase Asset Management. Incredibly excited about that, actually. And so let's see what else. That was just an overall great experience. There's a lot going on there. I will be at Abu Dhabi Finance Week next year for the entire week, hands down, no doubt about it. I will not miss that. So just too much opportunity there to ignore. And so that was real good. So then came back from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and made a last minute trip to Taiwan. Left Tuesday. I got to look at my calendar and remember what the days were. It's a pretty interesting situation here. So left Tuesday, December the 12th, and out of the East Coast, out of Richmond, Virginia. Flew to Dallas. Flew to LAX, which is Los Angeles. Was in LAX Tuesday night, December the 12th. Departed LAX like 11 p.m., 10:30, I can't remember what time it was. And then was in the air for like 13 or 14 hours. And landed in Taiwan. I mean, not Taiwan, but Tokyo, Japan, Thursday, December the 14th. So completely skipped Wednesday, December 13th. Like it did not exist to me. It was the strangest thing. And so like I didn't realize how weird that would be leaving here and then flying west from the East Coast, but just completely skipped that day.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
I'm sure it was. So I never saw Wednesday, December the 13th. And so then I landed landed in Tokyo that morning, flew up to Taipei, Taiwan, and was there Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and came back Monday. So I spent, and then I left Taipei, Taiwan Monday morning and landed back on the East Coast Monday night. And so essentially a 7-day trip or 6-day trip and 3 days traveling and 4 days there, essentially, or something like that. So 4 days 4 days there and 3 full days traveling. And so great experience, great time. I went because there was a focus on Bitcoin and the future of Bitcoin. And we are working on a strategy to essentially tokenize land on Bitcoin, which I think is going to be huge because clearly Bitcoin is the leader in the space of tokenized assets, tokens. And, we've tokenized land on Algorand, Polygon, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Ethereum, all of those so far, and had some tremendous success on some mixed results on the others, and some I just don't care to use. And, they're just a little bit more complicated than others. And so, but Bitcoin is a unique animal because, clearly that we're going to have Bitcoin ETFs approved by the SEC here in the United States, which is going to be a game changer.
BlackRock is already building theirs, right?
Yeah, it's already. This stuff that they know it's a done deal, and so. And then 2 days ago, someone comes out. I can't remember, a firm down in Miami, Florida, comes out and they are launching a Bitcoin carbon credit ETF. And so, clearly, Outside is working on a Bitcoin land ETF. And so, if we don't do it, someone else is. And so it's going to be a really interesting future in the Bitcoin space. And so I went to that conference, met a gentleman over there that runs a venture capital firm called Sora Ventures, named Jason Fang. I had dinner with Jason Fang in Austin, Texas at On-Chain Monkeys. I'd bought an On-Chain Monkey and after a NFT NYC in the spring last year or earlier this year, and met Jason. And so I had connected with Jason, and Jason was very involved in Taipei Blockchain Week, but he also essentially put together a one-day invite-only summit. And so attended that summit, met a lot of great high-quality people that are involved in Bitcoin and ordinals. That's another part of it too. Bitcoin and ordinals. And so, so we're working on tokenization of real-world assets on Bitcoin, which has never been done. It's very unique, and it's a very different animal. And so I think there's tremendous opportunity there. Other than that, I've been trying to catch up on email. I have not been hunting. Hunting's not even on my mind. So I'm just going to live vicariously through Slade and trust that it's been great. I'm going to trust that it was a great day to deer hunt on December 13th. And so, yeah, so, so we're be catching up on emails. The big thing going into 2024 is we are launching the Outside ICO, which we're actually tokenizing Outside as the company and launching the initial coin offering for that. And so the other thing I'm very focused on working on is taking some of these contacts in this network that we've built and working on listing some of these assets that we've launched, whether it's Regen Ag or OTSD HBVA or OTSD LKNS, the Outside Lucas token, any of those, working on, essentially exchange listing those, whether it's on a permissioned exchange, permissionless decentralized exchange, or institutional exchange, like maybe Coinbase or whatever it may be. So, that's a huge focus right now. And so then, of course, as we launch the Outside ICO, the Outside Inc. ICO, we'll do the same thing with that. And so, so essentially working to take the company public and all these assets public through these listing mechanisms that exist. And so I do have some more travel coming up. I'll be in Puerto Rico for a week over New Year's, and then Florida for a couple days. Puerto Rico is kind of a hybrid business personal trip. A lot of Bitcoin community has moved to Puerto Rico, and so kind of exploring that a little bit. And then in January, I can't remember the exact date. I think it's like maybe the I don't know, 22nd through the 26th of January, something like that. Have a speaking engagement at a fintech event in Barbados, and then really look forward to that. There's a lot of sponsors. It looks very well attended.
Yeah.
Pretty large
I was looking at
conference.
that 24th to 26th. That looks interesting.
20. There you go. 24th, 26. And so I'm speaking there and we talk about outside and some of what we've been doing, and then probably be back in Abu Dhabi at the end of February is most likely. So yeah, and then Singapore.
That would be for what, the SALT conferences or what?
That's for the salt stuff. That's correct. So yeah, and then Singapore, Australia, those are all on the list for 2024 as part of the ICO and everything we're doing. So probably another trip back to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Not sure when, but yeah. So
cool.
We just need to find a way to convert those Sky Miles into dollar bills, and we'll have a solid investment there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, I'm been racking them up.
Talking about Bitcoin, I've been reading this book recently. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin. What are you learning?
It's an interesting thing. He basically goes into the history of how J.P. Morgan Chase controlled the precious metal markets for 10 years, and basically is pulling out evidence that the same thing's happening to Bitcoin. I haven't finished it yet, so it's very interesting. It's a very interesting book. It's Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin by John Pennington Jr. So
yeah,
it's out. I think it's on Amazon and everything else, but it's a very interesting read anyway. So
interesting. Wouldn't surprise me. So what about you, Wayne?
No, I was in Dubai. I left for Dubai November 21st, skipped Thanksgiving, which my family was okay with because a bunch of them were traveling as well. So my son was in Brazil. So anyway, so he was down there for graduation, medical graduation for some.
You were there for almost a month.
I was there for almost 3 weeks. Yeah, I came home Monday, December 11th. Went to some of the same events that you did, the World Impact Forum stuff, which was good. Ended up getting invited to a bunch of other events, which were interesting. I met some interesting people. But yeah, it was solid networking for me. And then follow-up meetings, had a number of follow-up meetings. So till about Saturday and Sunday, I was like, before I came home Monday, and I was just like, man, I am so tired of meeting people. I mean, it's a good thing. I enjoy it, but you kind of wear out a little bit.
That's one thing I appreciate about, blockchain and crypto events is everybody's like very to the point. Here's my Telegram, drop your information in, take a selfie so I know who you are, and we'll talk them up.
Yeah, we did that with WhatsApp too. Did that with a lot of people.
Same thing.
Yeah, no, and it allows you to meet a lot more people. I almost call it a speed dating thing because you talk to them for 2, 3, 5 minutes and then you move on. So
yeah, I literally today, even today I've been messaging people that I met in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm still following up on some messages and hammering out some follow-up stuff. So no, overall it was a great trip. In spite of some of the last minute and lack of planning stuff that we ran into a few of the events, it turned out pretty good. So
yeah, the other thing that we're working on, actually Slade and I is the Kingland property. We actually have minted a token, KING, 630 acres in Walker County, Alabama.
The Kingland, yeah.
Is
there a way to opt in for that?
Yeah, but I still got to. Yes, there is. I think I shared that on the outside. I think that's on the outside Twitter. I still got to share it some more places. And we got the developer that's been working on the digitalpropertyrights.io website's got to work out a bug on it. I think I've got to see if he's got that worked out. And so, but I think, Slade, I've got a call tomorrow actually with a blockchain company, one that I haven't worked with yet. Might see if they want to, they're very interested in what we're doing in tokenizing land. So I might see if they want to support the event that we were talking about in Tuscaloosa hosting. And if that's the case, then we'll take those assets and put a lot of them on that blockchain. So, So we'll see.
For the Regen Ag folks, we're looking at 2 potential properties coming into the fund through a 704B contribution. So Still need to get more information on that. Still need to do due diligence on that. But it's 2 ranches potentially. So
Yeah. Let's set up a call. And when do you think that might close?
I do not know. They said it's not going to be before the end of the year. They said they for sure said that because they're not doing any distributions out of their fund or whatever it is they have until January. So I don't know for sure when that'll be, but
Or if we can, when you get a little bit closer and get more firm on that, why don't we do a podcast solely on that?
Yeah, we'll probably do that once I have some information.
It'll be a good one. And we talk more about how regen ag
and it might
be.
not materialize too. Who knows? I don't know, but
yeah.
I don't like to count my chicks before they're hatched. So
no, I hear you. It would be good to talk about, once you get closer on that, if it comes together, how regen ag will fit into that. It would be good to cover that.
Yep.
So yeah. So no, it's been good. Been busy.
Yeah, it's been busy and it's been good. And I'm glad Slade's busy. You're busy. We're all busy. So that's a good thing.
So anyway,
well, thank you guys. Appreciate your time today. Anything else you want to add before we close this one out?
Hopefully, have some good holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody, to all our listeners. Thank you for listening to us and putting up with our nonsense and everything else that goes on these shows. So we're just here having a good time. So
yeah.
We just want to share it with y'all. So
just kind of like 3 people meeting on the back porch for half an hour.
There you go. Can't get in person to have coffee, so we'll just
or the parking lot at a convenience store. What do you want to call it?
All right. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the new year.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all later.
I guess.